All right, we're going.
That's how you're gonna start it. I like it.
It's like the clapper, like whenever they're shooting a video and they got the clapper. It's like
Yeah.
marker, check. Use a
The
beer.
crack over there.
Telegram. Check the telegram. Where'd it go? Bitch. Seriously not working? Nothing's working. Everything is broken.
Did you give him your
Oh, look
keyboard?
at, there we go. It would just work 10 times. It was just slightly delayed. There we go. Let's just exit all that. Not yet. No, I need to get a new keyboard.
Oh, looks like a.
Piece of shit.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a. Yeah. Might have to donate one to the stream. Jeez.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. DCA into your.
Yeah, DC in the keyboard.
Yeah. I'm thinking of keyboards lower on the list.
That's what this live stream is for. We're going for a new keyboard today.
Yeah, gotta get a new keyboard. That's the goal today. All right, let's get it. Bam. Saxophone. Hey guys, welcome back to Surely Sound Studio. My name's Martin. You can call me Marty.
Andrew.
Yeah. This is my show. I got Andrew with us today, and we're gonna go over what's going on in the world. Because if you're not paying attention, you're definitely gonna want to. There's a lot going on, and we're gonna talk about it. So stick around, smash the like, and let's go. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin just to open her up. We're looking at some liquidity up in the 106, high 106s. It's kind of what we're doing right now, is actually breaking out of the value area to high. So in theory, you buy low, sell high. This would be a good time to be looking for shorts. And I have a short position up here that we'll see if it hits on stream, because there's a very good chance that after we hit the highs, we're just going to go back down to the lows. But if we don't, that's why we stop. And we potentially could be going to find the next value area right now. So definitely have your stops in, kids. And these shorts are only just hedge positions if we continue to range in this, which is very likely, because a lot of the time, especially when you hear the news going nuts, it's usually right around these areas. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin's going to 100K. We heard Bitcoin's going to 100K here. Well, we've heard it for a long time, but especially heard it here, 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 heard it here. This was last year, the fight for 100K, right? And then finally we did get it in October or whatever it was there in the fall. But there's, you got to keep your mind open to the fact that we could very well see the same thing here. We could be 150K, 150K, oh, 150K, oh, 150K. But okay, realistically, a healthy market move would be coming back down to 96. So what I'm looking for right now is a break above the value area high, bearish divergence on a lower time frame, and some opinions to hop into some short opportunities. That's the word I'm looking for. To hop into some shorts. So we're looking for these high volume nodes where we'll probably see a rejection. That's where you put your order and you just hope for the best. It's basically gambling, kids. Don't do that. Not financial advice. But anyways, this change is going on. What's going on, Andrew? What's going on in the world? How's it changing? Tell me everything you know.
We got a lot going on lately. So far, what we've got going on is Ukraine's drafted a bill for about 40,000 Bitcoin with the National Reserve with Binance.
Really?
So,
wow, that's news to me.
So yeah, you can see here, countries are buying it. I don't know why you aren't buying it.
Governments and countries are definitely consuming it. And, well, honestly, we just look at the chart right now. Somebody just consumed a bunch over at least. Let's go back to this 1 minute chart. I was in a short from earlier today and took profit, hit 1 TP and then moved stop to break even or to whatever. Small profit, basically break even. And then I was like, oh, right about here, I was like, oh, short's looking good. Nice rejection. Go down further, another leg down, and then just whammy. We were down at 104 and we came all the way up to 106. So a quick $2,000 move. And how many minutes this is? Maybe 30 minutes here.
Yeah, and now that's not even.
Those are big buys. It takes big buys to move the market like that.
It does, but percentage-wise speaking, I mean that's not too massive of a move in the market necessarily.
No, it's not.
It's a good move upwards for what we're seeing here trading-wise, but
yeah.
If you're just buying and holding right now, it's that's what less than a 5% change right now.
Yeah, it's 2.5%.
Yeah,
2.5% in 4 hours. Because he went up, he went down, and so we're kind of just finding our range right here too. So we might be coming up and sweep some liquidity. It'd be nice to see a swing fail right here. If we came up like with a really quick, just little wham, 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 and then wick, and then that would be real nice. But we probably will get something that looks like a swing failure pattern on the higher time frames. I bet you, because that's what this is right here. This is a perfect swing failure right here, and then that was the reversal, right? So we had a high, then we had a kind of indecision, then we had another high, swing failure. Remember, this is whales play, this is real retail, then we have whales play, then we have retail, then we have whales play. So if they're still in, then they're going to take it up to grab more liquidity. But if the whales are out and they're going to let retail play, then we're looking for the swing fail for the potential come back down to test the POC. And then hopefully we hold there if we're looking for higher lows and going up, because we don't want to lose this low back here. This was our support as we're coming up here, and you can see a very high volume node there coming down and this whole way through here. So now we're on top of it. So now what was resistance becomes support until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I would love to see another drop down to 93. I mean, that's where I would be putting a long in. Pretty high leverage there. I mean,
if we can come down and swing fail down here, that would be very juicy.
Yeah, no, that's a great time to DCA or even get a long in there. That's kind of what I'm shooting for right now. The market's more or less.
Yeah.
We got a nice move here up and down, but I think you're going to kind of see sideways maybe for the next day or two here. Still a great time to trade.
I'm drawn. I'm drawn. So like fundamentals are unreal right now. More people are buying Bitcoin than it's being produced at an extreme rate. Bigger entities are interested in it. People are pooling and funding together to buy Bitcoin. It's not just something that one guy buys now. People get together and pool their money together to make large buys.
True.
And supply is running out. Supply is limited.
Yeah.
So it's like these shorts that we're taking are just hedges, because if it does explode, we're out for a small loss on that bag. But the other Bitcoin that we'll find one day at the bottom of the ocean that we lost in the surfing accident will be worth more. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Oh no, and even if you're not, even if you can't get into Bitcoin and it's not your thing, what you're also seeing is countries get into Bitcoin through companies like Strategy now.
Yeah.
Right. This is just recent as well. Is Saudi Arabia Central Bank has acquired over 25,000 shares of MicroStrategy just to gain exposure into Bitcoin.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is as soon as somebody was willing to take the leap and put their company at risk, and it worked, everyone's like, okay, well, he did it. Like, right, it takes one person to cross the bridge, and he made it.
Oh,
he made it. Okay,
done.
everybody, let's go. It's all good. Let's go.
Michael
Everybody
said
all at once.
He's going to be he is the central bank now. He will be. He is.
Well, the thing is that a lot of the money that he's bought Bitcoin with, he's got loaned to him.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
He's using their own system basically against them.
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
playing them, and
exactly.
that's how their system is going to crumble.
Yeah.
Is he's exposed them, and now they see their system crumbling, and they themselves are trying to get Bitcoin exposure.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, now that
whether
because
it's BlackRock or Vanguard, which are same companies, you know, they're smart in the way they do it, right? We also had 14 U.S. states reported a $632 million exposure to Saylor's Strategy 1 in his quarter one, right? So you have states doing it as well, not just countries. You have the individual cities getting involved.
Yeah.
It's
Vancouver wants to start their own.
Vancouver's trying to start their own. I've talked to the city I work with and told them they need to start getting into it. Get in contact with Vancouver and start a plan. You know, we are over here on the island.
The brutal thing
is the first one to do it. Don't follow.
But that's the thing is like everything's set up so that they have to talk to their superior, and I have to talk to this guy to do that, and to do this I have to talk to this guy. But like as an individual, that's why retail's been able to come into crypto so easily, because we don't have to get our supervisor. Exactly, right? So but any business has to get permission from somebody, and the higher ups like to keep everything in circle as much as possible, and this is way out of circle. So they were shutting it down, but so the hard thing is like to say just go and do it, they because they have the certain structure in play for their business, they can't. So it's allowed retail to actually get the jump on this, which is awesome, because it's a prime example of how they need us, we don't need them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
because
that's what Bitcoin was created for.
Absolutely.
It was created to give the power back to the people.
As soon as retail takes control, they have no choice but to now try their hardest to get in as fast as they can, because time's running out.
Yeah, which is why I think everybody needs to go get an account right now and just buy $100 worth of Bitcoin.
Dude, if you
could get everyone in the world to just go buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, there'd be no more Bitcoin.
Mathematically,
institutions
you're
and
right.
BlackRock and everybody else to buy, and people would still hold the power, regardless if you owned 1 cent.
Dude, and mathematically, if everybody went and bought $100 worth of Bitcoin at the same time, then everybody would be rich.
Yes, I know, and that's the wild thing. No matter how much you can sit here and say this stuff online or news can say it, people won't believe you, and people won't go do it
because they don't understand
until it's too late.
Because they don't understand how broken the system that they use is.
No,
like
exactly.
The system
that
is used fault right now really doesn't exist. It's imaginary, and it's like, hey, we all just have to agree on this, and it'll work. But if that's not a hard asset.
No, and they've been lied to. It's generation.
So now that we have
the
internet, right? Now that we have access to the internet, there's no there's something that we can actually physically, have, right? And if we're gonna, as long as we're gonna be in an internet-based society, then it makes complete sense, right? It's Bitcoin or barter.
Yeah.
Because the currency system that we're using without technology is failed, and they're not even talking about like stopping the printing. That's the thing.
They're talking about printing more.
Yeah, I know.
So
there was a point during the campaigns where they're talking about, okay, we need to balance the budget, and they even spoke about using Bitcoin to try and balance the budget, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, that's cool, right? Like, yeah, like that will actually maybe help society. But they're like, and we're just gonna keep printing.
Yeah.
You know, we tried this. We were looking at this Bitcoin stuff, and it was kind of hard for us to figure out. So we got some nerds working in the back. They're gonna come back to us in like 6 months and tell us what they find. And meanwhile, but they'll be gone. They'll fill their bags with the Bitcoin, and they'll out the back door. But it's
once you get this government involved and things like that, I'd be more or less worried about what's going on behind the scenes, and because I mean, you'd already see how they mishandle the money as is. Imagine with their hands are on Bitcoin and that kind of value. It's it'll be interesting times in the future for sure. But
well, the thing about Bitcoin is it's all traceable.
That actually,
So
that's
the reason it's funny because they would often say like it's for criminals and stuff, and it's like, well,
Oh, great.
It's
But
actually very inefficient for criminals, and that's why you guys hate it.
Yeah, no, there's never been a fraudulent transaction on Bitcoin in the 18, 19 years of its existence. How many fraudulent transactions has your bank been through?
Oh yeah,
right?
like all the time.
The whole banking system goes through this. I don't know how much, right? You just had those TikTok morons going to the bank, depositing empty checks, going, it's a cash scam. No, you're committing bank fraud, right?
And it's becoming easier and easier to commit bank fraud with technology.
And
so it's a double-edged sword. That we have technology that's far superior, and the other one is falling to the technology.
And they don't want to use it because then now they're going to be traced. Now they're going to be able to track it.
Exactly, because they're the ones that are moving money around that they don't want us to know about.
Exactly. So what better way than to blacklist Bitcoin and say, oh, well, criminals use it? No, criminals use cash.
So what they did in the beginning was try and do that. They tried to play that, but they're waking up to the fact that that's not working.
Yeah.
Enough people are aware of what they are doing and are not into it anymore, and have tried to speak out publicly and have tried to do things, legally probably, but it just gets nowhere because they have so much power. So it's like, okay, well, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home. and you figure out something like Bitcoin, and obviously this Bitcoin is a product of the issues that we have faced as society, right? Bitcoin wouldn't be a thing if we didn't have a problem that needed to be solved. So as humans, somebody out there, or however you want to go about that, it's like it exists for a reason.
Well, and the brilliant thing also is it actually stops consumership. It stops that. It works on both sides.
Well, you know what's funny
is because honestly, you stick all your money in there because your money is your value. It's your time. You're giving your time to somebody in exchange for that dollar, right? Your time should be valued a lot more than what people are currently.
It also shouldn't just diminish over time.
Well, that's the
big thing, right?
As I get older, I should be more valuable as I get older. I shouldn't be worth less.
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense. My grandparents got wealthier as they got older. Why do I get poorer as I get older?
Because they were on the gold standard, and it was backed by hard asset.
Yeah.
Right. It was all been that since 1971. The last 50 years have really been the fact that it's broken. Like it broke 50 years ago, and here we still are, basically.
Yeah. No, and I value my time. So rather than spending my time on useless things in life, I put that into Bitcoin. And in 5-10 years, my value will be, it'll show.
And you know what's funny is when Bitcoin clicked for me, I wanted to work more.
Yeah,
I need to now work every possible second that I can in a couple jobs, business, whatever. I'm trying to get as much Bitcoin as I possibly can because I get it now, and now also so do BlackRock and all these large investment firms, and so does the government, and they are again circling back to the fact that their tricks didn't work. The majority of people continue to onboard into Bitcoin. They've realized that it's too big to stop because the people, retail has chosen so, and so now they're doing their damnedest to be like, oh yeah, we got to get in. And so what I see coming is probably a break of these recent all-time highs, over the next couple months or whatever, and maybe even a good run, but then a bear market. Like this is going to be quick. This isn't going to last a couple years. This is going to last over like the next 6 months.
This is going to be
We're going to go real high, and then we may come way just slamming low, because that's called liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep to the top, liquidity sweep to the bottom. They're going to suck in every time they pump it up. They suck in a whole bunch of new buyers, and then they slam it on them, and then they buy it back when you sell because you're like, oh damn it, that didn't work. So crypto saves the world, and then biggest. Because that's what they do. They do this by design. It's not just like, oh, the market crashed. Damn it, we had something good going, but it crashed.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, you got to reverse your.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, you got to reverse your emotions. Now, I mean, when I first started, when I saw red, I was, oh man, this sucks, whatever. But now when I see red, I'm excited. I'm happy.
Because you can accumulate. The goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin.
I can accumulate.
Our goal, their goal, it's the same. They want to accumulate. The thing is that they have enough money that they can do these liquidity sweeps by manipulating the market.
Well, and the funny thing is they're using your money as well. It's your pension funds. It's your investments.
Absolutely.
They own it all.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You're buying it regardless you want to or not.
Yeah.
So own it physically. Get your ledger, stick it on a hard wallet, and don't let BlackRock and all the other companies use your money to gain more value for themselves.
Yeah, because what they're doing, they're going to do it.
No, they're taking
giving her
your
a go.
time. That's the thing. They're taking your value, your money, everything that you've worked for to buy themselves Bitcoin, to sell you the ETFs and give you a lower rate as to what Bitcoin would actually be accumulating for you.
Yeah. So we're like an average of 100% per year on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right? So
next
keep that in mind.
Next year, what are we're at 100K Bitcoin. So what? We're looking at 200K, then 400, 800.
Well, let's see. Yeah,
1.6.
we open.
This is it, right? It's ridiculous if you actually. And I personally, I think we're going to be seeing a lot higher than 1.6.
We
by
opened.
2030.
We opened the year. We opened the year at 93,000 on January 1st.
And what did we open?
We were at 93,000.
What did we open the year at on 2024?
2024, we opened. That was back here. February. See, there's December. Oh, this is. I remember this. I love charting. I love charting. This is my diary. I remember this move. We opened right here, December 31st. We opened at 42K.
Think about it, yeah. 40.
So over 100%. 42K.
That's a 125% increase in 1 year.
Yeah.
40.
And so it's a nice year. That's a nice year. It's above average.
Yeah.
It's above average.
That's a really nice year.
So I wonder, I'm curious, that kind of also what makes me hesitant to this year. Like a lot of people are like, this is going to be it, banana zone, we're going to 1 million. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know about 1 million. Settle down.
Institutions, countries, all of the
okay, well,
bills
honestly,
that need to be passed,
you know what? We can fucking do math.
On.
We can do fucking math and figure this out right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 100. This is the price of Bitcoin right now because of this is the market cap. So right now it's giving us the price of Bitcoin because of the market cap and the supply. So you take the market cap divided by supply gives you price. So the fact that the supply doesn't really move as much these days, 21 million cap, 19.9 million total supply. There's only that much left, right? There's next to nothing available to produce as what we would consider new. So if we take $2 trillion, $2.1 trillion, and we have the asset like Google, I think Google's worth like 10 trillion.
Yeah, Bitcoin will surpass all of this eventually.
Absolutely, it will.
Let's say by 2030.
Let's just put a 1 in front because this would be like Google.
12.
So 12 trillion. That takes us to $600,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So for how much money's in the world, it really doesn't take that much money to flow into Bitcoin for it to be worth 600,000. So I mean, it's plausible for us to go because gold's 22 trillion, real estate's hundreds of trillion, 300 trillion or something like that, right? Like there's.
You really want to get wild? Show them what it would be worth if it was overtook gold. One day Bitcoin will overtake gold.
Yeah, so gold's 22.
Let's give
so
it
if we put a 2 here, then we're looking at $1.1 million Bitcoin.
So there's your new gold standard.
Yeah. Well, that's when it will happen. When, and like not until then, because they're going to be like, well, no. It's funny because they just, as it passed 100,000 this year / last year, they were just like, okay, Bitcoin is something. Like the people that are in the higher ups that make these decisions, they're kind of like, okay, we know it. Okay. All right.
We're done lying to everyone now. We're gonna say it's good and we're gonna buy it.
There was, I can't remember where I saw it, but there was an actual paper published about the investments and the assets and what they think of the assets, and it had gold and it had real estate and had all these things, and at the very bottom it was like Bitcoin. It stood its test. Now very interesting or something like that. Like they're into it now. Now the fact that it's over 100K and it's now back over 100K after dropping below slightly for a couple months, they're like, okay, like there's clearly strength here, clearly something here.
Well, and the fact that I'm pretty sure that market cap, the majority of it has grown within the last 6-7 years. It wasn't a $2 trillion market cap prior to 2019.
No, not at all. All of crypto was
Right.
3 trillion
Yeah.
Only a couple years ago.
Exactly.
And so we've had a lot of money. That's why we've seen over 100% gain on Bitcoin, which is the largest.
That's why you're going to continue to see the growth. It's the one everyone copies.
Tries.
Exactly.
You can't do it though. But yeah, like if we look at coin market cap here, $3.34 trillion market cap.
Yeah, and
overall,
over 2 of that's in Bitcoin.
Yeah, and over $2 trillion market cap, and then Ethereum, the next best, is 200 billion,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
just like that's pretty obvious right there. 2 trillion, 200 billion. Okay, we're talking.
It's literally 2 trillion, almost. Yeah, 1.9 trillion more.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's a lot. That's a big difference. It's a big difference between those two numbers, and we're talking number 1 and number 2.
Yeah.
So for anybody who is like, even just altcoins are better than Bitcoin, it's like, well, just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that number right there is pretty big.
I'm happy. I was happy with my alts. I did well
Alts are
on
fun.
them for sure. They're fun, but they're nothing's
A
better
couple
than
days a
Bitcoin.
week, and then the rest of the time they're like,
yeah, you don't want them.
this should be Bitcoin. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? And then one day you're like, whoa, 60%, dope. I'm definitely going to take this to like another 140%.
Yeah.
Next day, down 55.
Yeah.
God, okay, well, we're up 5, I guess, still. Sweet.
Meanwhile, you could have avoided all that just by being in Bitcoin and be like, hey, I'm up 10%. Sweet.
It's just a little bit of a roller coaster. But I mean, if you like that sort of thing, good for you, bud.
Yeah, if you wanna.
All together, let's see. Ooh, Cardano's at 9. So I got some ADA. And then I have some Solana. And that's it for the top 10s for me. What else do I have? I got Chainlink. Chainlink's good. I got some Chainlink. I'm down in my bag right now because it's down. So it's in the red.
What's Telegram? Do you have any of that?
Tron?
Yeah.
Toncoin, that's what it is. Yeah. No, I don't have any of this. It's been pretty good though.
Yeah.
Monero is another good one that will probably likely always be around.
Litecoin's been just dropping these last couple of years.
Wow. I got it at Litecoin. Geez, I want to say like 150. I had it for a long time though. I bought it back in 2017
Oh yeah, no, I had
for like $17 or something like that. $50 maybe?
Yeah, I think I was buying it like 50, 70 bucks, 90 bucks, and then I got out of it. When I got into it,
Eventually you have to. Eventually you have to.
It was
Yeah.
top 3.
Eventually you have to get out of all coins. Like everything, get out of all altcoins at some point. It's okay to have them, but you have them with a idea of when you're going to sell. Oh man, look at this. We're about to, what is this, the 15-minute? Oh man, this is about to, this is about to pop. I think this is going to come higher. This is going to go potentially way higher. I'm going to zoom out a bit on this. Let's go monthly. Month. A month. Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. There's definitely a lot of liquidity up here. That's another thing too. A lot of liquidity. So there's a really good. Well, there's a lot of people that have been short for a long time and they just hold them.
Well, yeah, because I mean we did have that. This is double top right now. I guess,
Yeah, pretty
right?
much.
So all those other shorts that you had prior, still sitting there.
Yeah, everything from before, everything from here and afterwards is that they stop above the high. As long as because the idea is that as long as this whale right here still has to fill his order, then it won't go any higher than that. So I'm gonna put my order above it so that I know if that guy's filled, okay, then we're gonna go higher, right? But then it ends up just swinging a little bit higher to get your order and then coming back down because it's actually the same whale that's buying and selling.
No, he's the one who was manipulating the market.
Exactly,
looking for bored right now, just
looking for the liquidity and just to sweep it to change their orders around.
Let's go screw around for a bit.
And you must be thinking like, as you're seeing this, thinking to yourself, well then why would you guys even be paying attention to that if the same person could be buying and selling and manipulating your order and stealing your stops? Well, it's because ultimately, if you zoom out, the supply is diminishing, so they're not going to be able to do it for very long.
Yeah, you need supply to buy.
Right.
People aren't selling. You can't fill your orders here. So, and they've been seeing a lot of Bitcoin being taken off the exchange. So.
Right, because like this is really what you look at. Take all these off. Right, so they can only do it for so long. And if you, this is 2017, 2020, 2021. If you kind of look at the way that this thing goes, you know.
2021's a hard, I mean, that's a hard one to, that was such a weird time for crypto.
Yeah.
Right? The world kind of didn't go through what it went through. I feel like you'd see a more stable graph, stable climb there.
Yeah, well,
you wouldn't have seen that peak.
Why do you think the world has gotten so weird in the last 10 years? Because
Yeah.
they've had their eye on this for a long time, man.
I know. They just don't tell you. It's
No.
like when they're telling you something's bad, it's because they want it.
Well, dude, right here. Like, look at this. Look, this
Yeah.
this is the biggest move I think you could in this period of time Bitcoin's ever seen. Maybe this one, that one might be. It looks a lot bigger on the chart, but this is logarithmic. So if you do it, this move wasn't as big as it looks in comparison. So let's do a quick little thing here and just see. From this low to here, in 110 days, it did 8,000%. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not bad.
And then in this one here, in 50 days, it did 1,000%. So take 50 days. I mean, anyways, that was the shakeout of 2020 right there. Like, they shook you out, and then it does 1,000%. Shake you out, and it does 100%. So it's like, as far as moves go, we really haven't made. So that one was 8,000. This one was 1,000.
So where are we going to see this next shakeout?
So let's go to 500. Let's go to 500. Let's go to 400. Okay, we're already at 500. 600% since the bottom. That doesn't seem right.
I was going to say something seems.
From 15,000
Yeah,
to 109,000.
Yeah,
I guess so, right? That makes sense. It's
Yeah.
15 to 30. So yeah, we're already up 600% in the
no
last
idea.
122 days.
I just don't. Just crazy thinking Bitcoin.
Or we're on
being
weeks.
that-
Or I'm on the weeks. Okay, so we're long period of time
Oh,
here.
that's why. Yeah.
On the weekly.
It's also just crazy to think that Bitcoin was $15,000.
I know.
So, looking at that chart, it's like,
All right, so maybe this is the top. Maybe this is the top, folks. Sell it all.
yeah, Bitcoin's going back down to
It's
zero.
going back to zero.
It's going back to zero. Sell everything.
No, I mean, it would make sense for us to go a little higher, but then probably come back down. You know, I don't know. Well, if you look at this one, we go up and you come back down, you up, come back down, up, come back down.
Bitcoin's in the
up,
90s. We're
come
taking
back
a
down.
huge loss.
Yeah, so yeah, it would make total sense for us to go up to like 200K and then come back down to 74K again. We'd see like 74K be our bottom again. Break these EMAs, come back down to 74, come back down to 200, the 200 weekly. That would make sense. I'd be prepared for that. That's why you got to become a trader if you really want to capitalize on the movements, because I mean, long term you can just do what you want to do, but there is some swings here that you can definitely take advantage of. Oh, you just hit. Oh, look, we're pushing. I was gonna cancel this order too.
Oh no, we're calling it. We got this.
Oh, come on. I can move my stop into profit right now. Swing. Oh no. Get down, get down. Get down. Might be dragging this in pretty quick here if we see a little snap. Hopefully this is a nice swing fail. All right, well, you guys can't watch while we're trading. That's not fair. Can't see this. This is just classified. Oh my goodness, so there's some resistance right here. Well, the fact of the matter is that everything's going to be digital. Everything's becoming digital, including people will be digital. So you're going to want to be paying attention. Those are the big changes. Those are the big changes, folks. Make sure you're on the right side of the fence when things happen. And make sure you have yourself a great day. Go outside and play in the grass, roll around. Make sure you clean yourself up after. You don't want any bugs on you.
Enjoy freedom.
Enjoy yourself. Have a good one. Where is it now? Boom.